There's a peculiar irony at the heart of music history. The first reggae song to conquer the Billboard Hot 100 came from a British man, not Jamaica, but from Lewisham, from South London. From a kid who slept under beds in a house so crowded that 9 siblings fought for space. His name was Max Elliott. The world would know him as Maxi Priest. But here's what nobody knows. The story doesn't begin with talent. It begins with loss. A 14-year-old boy at his father's grave, asking himself a question that defined everything. If I strip myself naked, if I have nothing left to lose, what do I have to offer this world? The answer was simple: his voice.
They would always just kind of push me to do that. I guess, my sister's song, but maybe they just liked my voice.
Born in the late 1950s to Jamaican parents in an era when London didn't want them, when soot from paraffin heaters coated every wall so heavily you could write your name in the dust, Max entered a fractured world. His mother was a Pentecostal missionary, a woman of faith who taught forgiveness in an age of relentless racism, a woman who found grace in their 3-bedroom home, where multiple families stacked themselves like furniture, where noise never stopped. The air itself was poison.
Parents came to England late 50s.
Yes.
Late 50s. I was born sometime after that.
That's when young Max began to hide, under beds, in corners. But he wasn't running. He was building a sanctuary, training his voice in silence, learning that isolation could become a superpower.
I kind of made my own little world.
Yes.
Amongst my 9 brothers and sisters.
That constraint could birth discipline. When everything is taken from you, when space is denied and sound is chaos, you learn to sing so quietly that only your own ears matter. His father died when he was 14. Everything changed.
When my father died, it was kind of free, and then we kind of run riot in the house and become man very kind of early.
A family already struggling now had to survive without him. And Max understood something profound. The boy under the bed had to become the man of the house. The quiet singer had to find his voice in the world. 9 years would pass. 9 years of struggle, of grinding, of fighting. 9 years that became the exact span between his father's death and his first great success. But there was something else hidden in that number. 9 siblings. 9 collaborators who would shape his destiny. 9 as a recurring heartbeat throughout his existence. By the time Maxi was old enough to move through South London's underground music scene, something remarkable was stirring in his blood. His cousin was Jacob Miller, legendary, revered, a reggae icon. But Jacob was just the beginning. When you pulled back the layers of the family tree, you discovered something that changed everything. This wasn't luck. This wasn't accident. Maxi Priest wasn't just breaking barriers. He was born into a hidden musical dynasty, a family where music lived in the blood. The family included Heavy D. Ryan Iron Bailey, musicians across multiple generations connected by something undeniable. His brother-in-law owned Jaw Tubby's sound system. These weren't just speakers, they were the heartbeat of South London's underground, where reggae survived, thrived, evolved in darkness before the world knew its name. Max didn't just participate, he built his own gladiator sound, his own system, his own vision. He connected with International, with Smiley Culture and that crew. And here's what nobody remembers. Before Maxi ever recorded a professional song, before his voice touched vinyl, he was already signing autographs at dances, already treating himself like an artist worth knowing, already writing his own future. By day, he built speaker boxes. By night, he sang into systems that shook foundations. And all the while, his mother was doing something behind the scenes, quietly persistent. She kept introducing him to producers, to Barry Boone, to people who could actually record him. She refused to let her son remain underground forever. His first recorded song was Hey Little Girl.
Little girl, so won't you have a date with me?
He pressed records and gave most away for free. It was a lesson in failure he'd never forget. Strolling along started to build momentum. But the real revelation came when he worked with Philip Levi. Me God, Me King shattered everything. It became the first UK reggae song to hit #1 in Jamaica. A British artist, a Lewisham kid, standing at the top of the charts in reggae's birthplace. Jamaica looked at this young man from England and said, "You belong here. You've earned this." Philip Levi received a 15-minute standing ovation at Sunsplash, and Maxi, watching from the wings, made himself a promise. He would earn Jamaica's respect properly.
I don't want to go to Jamaica until I have something, that I could bring to Jamaica and say, this is me. This is what we're doing.
Authentically, as an artist who understood the culture, who respected the lineage, who knew he was standing on the shoulders of giants. By 1985, Virgin Records came calling. An executive named Erskine Thompson recognized something in Maxi. He didn't just sign him, he pushed him into the fire. He connected Maxi with Jamaican legends, Sly Dunbar and Robbie Shakespeare, the architects of modern reggae rhythm. When Maxi arrived in Jamaica with his full crew, he didn't come as a visitor. He came as a leader. He came prepared. And he requested Beres Hammond specifically. Not the obvious choice, not the safe choice. What happened next was instant magic. How Can We Ease the Pain emerged fully formed.
I got to go back and do my vocal on that. Nah, man, you're good, man. Everything good, man. It's nice, man. Nope. See what the man do, mate?
Like it had been waiting for these two voices to collide, like it had always existed in another dimension, and they were simply pulling it into this one. But Erskine had been pushing something else for months. A Cat Stevens cover, Wild World, and Maxi refused. On the plane, in Jamaica, in the studio, the answer was no.
Don't like that song. Bent up my face. I'm not singing that song. All the way on the plane, I'm playing him all my songs, them.
Absolute final, until Robbie Shakespeare said something that changed everything. Just try it. Just try it once. So Maxi recorded it reluctantly, and here's the detail that lives in the final cut. At the end of that vocal, Maxi mumbled something under his breath. He was resistant, frustrated, and they kept it. They kept that moment of doubt, that shadow of hesitation, and it became part of the magic. Wild World became Maxi Priest's global signature. The song that defined him to millions. Years later, Beres Hammond's son had been sitting on Maxi's lap during that recording. Years later, Kashif would cover that same song. The circle completing itself, legacy flowing through generations. By 1990, Maxi stood in a studio with Roberta Flack, an American soul legend, and when they released Set the Night to Music, it became Billboard #6. A Jamaican-British artist and an American soul legend creating something that transcended genre, that proved reggae could speak to the entire world. But the real explosion came the following year, Shabba Ranks, House Call. This was reggae and dancehall announcing itself with such force that the industry had to listen. It was the biggest crossover moment since Bob Marley, and Maxi was there as a bridge builder, as someone who understood that reggae didn't need to apologize to reach the world. Throughout the 1990s, Maxi became something rare in music, a strategic collaborator. He worked with Shaggy, with Jazzy B, with Apache Indian. Every collaboration opened new doors. But Maxi wasn't just making songs, he was architecting movements, building bridges between genres that nobody thought could connect. But by the late 1990s, the world had shifted. Hip-hop consumed the charts, reggae was pushed underground, and Maxi risked fading away, risked becoming a nostalgia act. This is where most artists would have disappeared. Maxi didn't accept that ending. He went to Jamaica with producer Tony Kelly and created Madhouse Records. And something extraordinary happened. Maxi was using an MPC-60, but he was using it wrong, or rather, in a way nobody had considered before. He wasn't thinking about theory.
Practically left out the traditional drumming because we didn't really know how to use the machine.
Oh, okay.
And that's really how that Madhouse kind of vibe.
He was creating rhythms based on movement, on feel, on what his body told him. This mistake, this beautiful accident birthed a new sound. Wayne Wonder rode this wave. Buju Banton rode this wave. An entire generation found their voice through the sound Maxi and Tony accidentally invented. And here's what the industry never acknowledged. Maxi was a writer, a producer, a mentor, supporting rising artists when his own career was uncertain. He built others even when fighting to survive himself. The industry took those contributions, buried them, made money from them, and never gave credit. Then came 2014. Shaggy called him, not with a feature, with a full album, It All Comes Back to Love, featuring Anthony Hamilton, Estelle, Inner Circle. And when that album proved reggae could still dominate, still matter, Maxi received his first Grammy nomination at age 60.
Thank you to everybody who supported the album. A massive thank you to my good friend Shaggy, who produced the album.
After 50 years, after everything he'd built, after every bridge crossed, the industry finally recognized what everyone in Jamaica already knew, that Maxi Priest was an artist of profound significance. But here's the truth. The industry profited from Maxi, made millions, but never fully supported him. Decision makers became tech-driven instead of musician-driven. They forgot that artists create culture. That legacy isn't built in board meetings. It's built in bedrooms, in cramped homes, in voices singing under beds. Despite the setbacks, despite the neglect, Maxi still tours, still creates, still moves forward. When you ask him about his greatest memory, he doesn't talk about chart positions or Grammy nominations. He talks about sitting on the doorstep after his mother's death, realizing he had become what she always knew he would be, the man of the house, the protector. And his advice is this: you can achieve anything, but you must sacrifice and put in the time. Not talent, not luck, sacrifice and time. The two things nobody can take from you.
Think that it's impossible for there to become a black prime minister in this country. I don't think that's impossible.
Because Maxi proved something fundamental. A black British artist could conquer reggae and soul and R&B and pop all at once. That Jamaica could accept foreign-born artists who respect the culture. That trauma at 14 doesn't have to destroy you. It can fuel a 50-year career. When you trace his family tree, when you understand his cousin was Jacob Miller, when you discover the family includes Heavy D and Ryan Iron Bailey, you realize music wasn't a talent for Maxi. It was lineage. It was bloodline. It was destiny written before he was born, a hidden musical royal family. And when you listen to his greatest songs, you hear the boy under the bed. Close to you echoes that isolation. That search for voice in silence. Wild World carries the reluctance that became its greatest strength. House Call represents reggae's biggest breakthrough since Marley. Each song a chapter, each moment a revelation. Today, Maxi still tours, still records. His latest single is Leave the Door Open with Teddy P. Still innovating, still moving forward, still refusing to look back. Because he forgets details not because of age, but because he refuses to live in memory. He refuses to let yesterday define tomorrow. He lives by one truth. I move forward. I don't keep malice. I don't keep hate. I move forward. From under the bed in Lewisham to the top of the world. From 9 siblings to building musical dynasties. From a 14-year-old asking what he had to offer to a grandfather of reggae's greatest achievements. Maxi Priest's voice never stops singing. It never stops moving. It never stops creating the future he promised himself. That's the story. That's the legacy. That's the voice that changed everything.